after the recession officially ended in 2009, the subsequent recovery was significantly slowed by a variety of persistent headwinds, including households with underwater mortgages and high debt burdens, reduced access to credit for many potential borrowers, constrained spending by state and local governments, and weakened foreign growth prospects. In an effort to return employment and inflation to levels consistent with the Federal Reserve's dual mandate, the FOMC took a variety of unprecedented actions to lower long-term interest rates, including reducing the federal funds rate, that's the dotted black line, to near zero, communicating to the public that short-term interest rates would likely stay exceptionally low for some time, and buying large quantities of longer-term Treasury debt and agency-issued mortgage-backed securities. These actions contributed to highly accommodative financial conditions, thereby helping to bring about a considerable improvement in labor market conditions over time. The unemployment rate, which peaked at 10% in 2009, is now 5.1%. That's slightly above the median of FOMC participants' current estimates of its longer-run normal level. Although other indicators suggest that the unemployment rate currently understates how much slack remains in the labor market, on balance, the economy is no longer far away from full employment. In contrast, inflation has continued to run below the committee's objective over the past several years, and over the past 12 months, it has been essentially zero. Nevertheless, the committee expects that inflation will gradually return to 2% over the next 2 or 3 years, and I'd like to now turn to the determinants of inflation and the factors that underlie this expectation. Models used to describe and predict inflation commonly distinguish between changes in food and energy prices, which enter total inflation, and movements in the prices of other goods and services, that's called core inflation. This decomposition is useful because food and energy prices can be extremely volatile, with fluctuations that often depend on factors that are beyond the influence of monetary policy, such as technological or political developments in the case of energy prices, or weather or disease in the case of food prices. As a result, core inflation usually provides a better indicator than total inflation of where total inflation is headed in the medium term. Of course, food and energy account for a significant portion of household budgets, so the Federal Reserve's inflation objective is defined in terms of the overall change in consumer prices.
As part of the deal, they're going to set up a massive plant in a big section of China. They're going to build planes over in China. And you tell me why. Why aren't they building them here and sending them? They're building them over there.